Hi there, it's Tom and Tom making videos like we do. We're doing it in the morning today, which is different. I don't know if we'll seem a little more chipper or a little more, I don't know, groggy. I don't
We'll
know, but
be we'll be either awake or more asleep. I'm not sure which one, but I have my coffee cup.
but Tom and I are both doing the same thing right now. We've built an AI team to write some software, and we've had some experiences. And and before I turn it over to Tom to describe this, I just want to say that for those of you who think AI is a tool, when was the last time, like you asked a hammer to join your little huddle in the morning before you started a construction project on a house or something? No one does that. But AI is different. Why is AI different, Tom?
Uh, as I've been really digging into the versions of AI that came out this year, beginning with Anthropic 4.6, I found myself in the mode, and I have three monitors here, even right now. Over here on this monitor on the right now, AI is cleaning up code. So that's going on there. I'm talking to you in the middle. Often on the left, I have another window open, and I'm chatting to AI on my left about what's going on the right. At the end of the day, I feel like I've had amazing conversations with team members all day.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad I'm in there somewhere.
Between you and Angela and other people I work with, and Aline and the AI, uh, I don't spend all day having conversations with my hammer. So I do spend all day having conversations with my AI about what it's doing, about what its team members are doing over on my other monitor. And that's really interesting. One of my friends has a book title. I've been begging him to finish writing the book one day called That's a Tell. And he's in sales, so you would relate to this. Like he's almost every sentence he issues and everything he hears come out of another person, he treats as signal and potential information. Even if he might say something that's totally out of place, almost absurd, and he's simply using that, I call it like a sonar ping, to figure out how that signal bounces off of the people in the room. Who notices, who responds, who comes up afterwards and says, "What were you saying there?" Like it's a tell. And right now, as I was leading to this subject with you, as I'm enjoying posting some of my adventures with AI, uh, to the few people who follow me on LinkedIn, and uh, and I enjoy reading other people's posts. And I'm like, right now, what you say about AI, especially in our field, which is software development, this was my lead, and says way more about yourself than it says about AI. It's
Yeah.
a tell.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that there's a couple almost like the extremes, either one.
They and a few things to describe about how at least I connect all of this to our book. First of all, in terms of values, there's a value that you're like you always want. Like you're like your story to me is, Tom, if we don't have a client who has this value, I don't want to work with them, and that's around evidence. So I'm like, if someone comes up to me and says AI is really good at writing code, they're to tell they've never looked at the evidence.
Right.
And if they say AI can't write code, you can't use it to build a product, you can't build commercial systems with it, that's a tell. And in my belief is they also haven't looked at the evidence, right? They maybe looked at the evidence the first person didn't look at. They looked at the code and they said, I could never ship this. To which you and I goes, yeah, that's not where the story stops. Because I submit, if you look at the code written by your typical human team, you shouldn't ship it either. So how do you build a system around them? How do you build ceremonies around them so that they produce code you're proud to ship?
Which is the same with
And
humans, right?
same with humans. What evidence are you using that it's good to ship? And if you didn't have a good answer for that, and by the way, I'm going to submit that reading the code was never a good answer for that.
I
If you
don't
don't have a
read
good
code,
answer,
by the way, Tom. I'm writing a system, and I was using AI Studio, Google's product at first, and Google had me cutting and pasting the code into like VS Code, the editor, code editor, and so I wasn't really looking at it. I would just they have a little select all button and a little copy button for the each code segment. So you just click it and then go over and select all the code that's there and paste in the new code and save Bob's your uncle. I didn't have to read it, but I had to kind of look at it. Like I could sort of see how long it
you have to know
was and
where to insert it.
this, right. Well, they tell you what file to put it in, but because you're replacing the whole file, you don't have to even do segments or anything. But the thing is that I finally gave up on AI Studio for reasons I won't go into now and switched to Claude. And Claude updates the files by itself. You don't even have to look at the code. I don't even see it anymore.
I was interested that you picked the AI Studio and wasn't going to discourage you from it, because to me it's like, well, that's an interesting experiment.
It
Like
was. It was intended to be.
Angela, another person in our sort of extended network, picked and used another tool, and I'm just comparing what they say their experience was to Claude, and then if they come over to Claude, because right now I think most of us are settled on Claude. That's subject to change in any given week,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
It's like these tools. I'm sorry, I said the tools word. These LLMs are getting better.
These
better
partners.
every few weeks.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 things that I find really interesting, and I just, without naming names, which is probably a mistake because people like gossip, but as I look on my input feed, and I talk to other people, there's people I know who you think would be leading this charge who aren't on it at all, and ironically, deeply in the Agile community.
Well, you can understand, like, the buggy whip makers are all scrambling right now. You know what I mean?
If your business was charging per hour for coding, you're in a world of hurt.
That's right. Your model is broken.
And maybe your clients haven't figured that out yet, but they will sometime in the coming year.
Yeah.
One of my buddies, we were business partners in a prior business, and he recently left. And so we were just having coffee, and the company that he had left wasn't using AI to do custom software development and wasn't exploring it much at all. And I'm like, well, we could, we could just stand outside, and when a customer comes out, we say, hey, hand me that bid, and then we'll just slash 80% off of it. And go, we'll produce the quality they were promising, and we'll show you how to measure it and know it without reading the code.
Yeah.
Right? We'll have evidence that we're hitting this quality level.
Yeah.
We will demonstrate that evidence. And by the way, so we talk about that value. The other thing that's in our book that we talk about a lot is ceremony.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to the extent that, and this may be where I'm more with you than even I realize, right? Because my definition always was a ceremony is a structured social interaction between 2 or more people. And I'm like, or maybe between one person and their AI or their team of AI agents. I'm willing to explore that definition, which I haven't been in 15 years since I wrote the first book on ceremony.
Well, that highlights a point that I think is just a critical misunderstanding in general that people have, which is, that we're so used to getting new tools. Like throughout human history, we're being a tool building species. It's what we do. We build tools. And and some might make the case that we've just built the ultimate tool. But I just think that's a terrible way to look at it, because it will get you in trouble ultimately if that's how you view it. We've built ourselves. To the extent that we are tools, then I accept that an AI is a tool, just like us. But it's not a tool like a hammer or or a calculator or even a personal computer. Like your personal computer in and of itself, of course it runs AI. So but if you take AI out of the equation, your personal computer is never going to be able to do the things that an AI does. And the fact that you are including your AI in ceremonies says it all.
Yeah.
Says everything you need to know about why there's a difference.
And when especially inside of Anthropic, where they specifically call out and have created skill builders, skills are really the basis of creating an agent or a team of agents. I even taught my AI the ceremony word. So sometimes on the right hand screen when I'm watching the teamwork, it's like, we're now doing the planning ceremony.
Yeah.
We're now doing the validation ceremony. And what does that mean? It means to me it's following a very structured way that the AIs execute the work and share information with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I'm more than willing to embrace your stop calling it a tool thought than when you first mentioned it. It's like, if you can begin to enter into ceremonial form with it and drive both of your productivity up, there's something more magical happening.
Yeah.
And this is also, the other reason I just wanted to do this recording. One, it's fun. Two, you and I have both had amazing experiences in writing software with AI. Some you've been tangentially on, but you've been around what Motion and I were doing for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the products that have been prompted into place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this tech is here, it's real. And how one looks at it and responds to it really tells us everything about you and very little about AI. Because we've now experienced it ourselves for years, building real software systems.
Yeah. And these are teams. And interestingly, the AI Studio, I had to prompt every agent into being. Like things would go bad, and I go, okay, I need an agent. I mean, I started out with a few key people, so to speak, people,
Yeah.
and I prompted those agents into being right away because I needed them for the design phase. And then as I went, I would start having problems and go, oh, I need a QA engineer now. So I prompt that. And the thing about Claude is it builds its own team. It prompts it you don't even need to prompt the agents into being when it needs one. It prompts it into being. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? You guys take over. I'm going playing disc golf. You guys finish this app up while I'm gone.
If I was in a slightly bigger company, I would probably carve off a team dedicated to creating evidence for us around AI and constantly looking for ways to improve how you structure the prompts and the team against some evidence you can validate. And the reason you can actually validate the evidence is you can give the same prompt, the same type of code to generate. I mean, in the end, you can do it all night for pretty much for free with some of these tools.
Yeah.
And you can then have a set of criteria for evaluating how good and how clean the code is that comes out. And to me, if it was if my team was bigger than me and my sets of AI agents that I'm generally writing software with, and I was in a bigger company, I would build a team to do that because having evidence for when you should switch tools, and you inspired that thought because I've built a team of AI agents. Meanwhile, every couple of days, Anthropic is improving how it works out of the box. So I actually need evidence that my agents are doing better than out of the box. And if I had that evidence from 3 weeks ago, I need it today because they're changing the agentic system so rapidly.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like there's a variety of things that'd be great to know. My AI over here, which I have my AI spend most of its time cleaning up code. There's a reason I know it's bad because I have it spend most of its time cleaning up. It might be around 90% cleanup to 10% writing. I
Wow.
just got a wonderful thing from one of the agents. It was like 2 audit findings were agent hallucinations and skipped during the compliance round.
They caught their own hallucination. That's
It's
beautiful.
like it hallucinated that the code was bad. When it later went in and looked at it, it was like it's fine.
Right.
I
How
don't
it
know which is true or not.
how is that different from a paired programmers watching and one of them going, that's not right. You hallucinated. I mean, it's a different word, but it's the same thing.
I'm like, I don't know. People hallucinate all the time. I did a post recently about how I don't like the word hallucination and like
No,
it's getting in the way. Look, it's just what these AI agents do. So
it's
you need
called
to build a
screwing up.
system.
It's called
You need to
screwing
build
up,
a system
and they
to
screw
track
up.
it.
They screw up for the same reasons that humans screw up, because
Yeah.
we've been fed misinformation somewhere along the way, or we just don't have enough information to do what we're trying to do. It's almost always one or the other. We've been misinformed or we don't know enough. And AIs have the
Yeah.
same problem. You call it hallucination, we call it screwing up.
So my last words of encouragement for anyone out there, first of all, play with it right now, this week. Play with Anthropic Claude Code and build something. Just build something from the ground up that you would like as maybe a little web app.
Yeah.
If you haven't experienced it. And then after you're done, ask Claude Code how good the code is. Like they've built that in as well.
Yeah.
When I'm saying there's 2 ways, and historically, that we've judged the quality of code without reading code in the businesses I've founded, at least one of which was a little bit famous. And that is how quickly can the team put a small correct change into production? And then how quickly can a team put a large correct change into production? And so those 2 bits of data alone are amazing indicators of code quality. Correct, by the way, being a tricky word because you might not detect it was incorrect for weeks or months. So if you thought you put a
Yeah.
small correct change into production and 3 months later you discover there was a bug in it, your timer is now at 3 months.
Right. Just ask Mythos, right?
Yeah, yes. But they're great ways to understand code quality without reading the code. You should have been doing them anyway. You should already know what they are. You should already know what you insisted that your team do to create exceptionally high quality code. If you didn't, we'll be happy to share those with you and give you tips and help you move forward. But man, if you didn't have a solid definition of good before AI, you need to wait a minute. You need a solid definition of what good is going to mean to you in terms of the code.
Yeah.
A definition you can teach your AI and encourage your AI to enforce. And then let's talk about how good it is at writing code or not. But man, if you don't have a definition of good, I can't help you.
Yeah. Well, this video's already gone longer than most of ours. If you're still with us, thanks. Thanks for
You're
watching
crazy.
this. Yeah, what's wrong with you? But since you're obviously have a screw loose having watched this video for the better part of 20 minutes so far, then I suggest that you let us know what it is that you found so compelling about this video that you're still with us by dropping something in the comments down below. And while you're down there, click that subscribe button. It's not there for its health. It's there so that more people can see these videos and that you can see our next set of videos, which are coming real soon. Until next time, feel free to reach out to us at beintentional.biz, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.